Well, hello there, fabulous people. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be showing you a very simple method of how to make these gorgeously beautiful bread rolls. They are super soft and very moist. I wish you can smell it. So, if you're ready, get your aprons on and let's get baking. I'm going to begin by making a simple bread dough. I'm using a combination of milk and water, and I'm also going to add 1 tablespoon of dry active yeast. I'm going to add to these 2 tablespoons of sugar and 1 teaspoon of salt. I'll mix this all together, and because it's a dried active yeast, I'm going to need to leave it to activate for about 10 minutes. So 10 minutes later, if you can see the nice little bubble that's been created around, that means the yeast is fully activated and we're ready. So to this, I'm going to add 1 egg and 50 grams of melted butter. I'll mix this together and then I'll bring in my flour. And now I'm going to be adding my flour. I've already measured out 830 grams of flour. Don't worry if you didn't get it. I'll leave all of these exact measurements in my description box below. I'm using a spatula to gently mix this together, and then I'll just put the spatula aside for a bit and begin to use my hands. I'm going to use my hands to try and make sure I'm kneading and bringing the flour and the wet mixture together. I'll knead for about a minute or two, and then I'm going to transfer it onto my work surface and continue to knead for about 10 minutes. I'll just put a little bit of flour on my work surface and I'll continue to knead this bread dough. I'll knead it for about 10 minutes until it's nice and silky smooth. It should be very nice and silky and no lumps at all. Then you know that's perfectly ready to be proofed. So we're going to proof this bread about 2 times. For the first proofing, I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to my bowl. Then I'll put the bread dough inside. I'm going to cover this first with a cling film, and then I'll cover it with a kitchen towel as well. I'm going to leave this bread to rise for about 1 to 2 hours, making sure it's properly activated. That's lovely, and 2 hours later, the bread is well risen and we're ready for the rolling process. So I've now punched down the bread just to get rid of any excess air that was inside of the dough. And I'm going to place this on my work surface. I'm going to roll this in a long log, and I'm going to cut it into 12 equal portions. That's just enough for what I need today. Now I'm going to cut them into 12 mini little portions, and now we're ready to begin the rolling process. So I'm using a medium rectangular baking tray, which I've already lined with a parchment sheet. So what I'm doing right now is folding and tucking, and I'm rolling the dough on my palms, and I'll just put it gently onto my baking tray. So again, I'm tucking and folding, then I'll put it on my palms and just twist and twist and twist until I can get a nice little shaped ball, and then I'll place it on the tray. And again, I'll tuck and fold, put it on my palms just like this, and then I'll begin to roll, 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 roll until I can get a nice little ball, and then I'll place it on the baking tray. Now notice that I'm putting a little space between each balls, and that is simply because we're going to proof the bread for a second time. So when we proof the bread for a second time, it's going to rise again. So you need to make sure that you're leaving enough space for the bread to be able to proof the second time. And then we have that nice little puffiness and fluffiness inside of the bread. So again, we tuck, fold, roll, place it in the bowl, and making sure to space them out evenly. Now it's time for the second proofing. So I'm now going to cover it with cling film and a kitchen towel, making sure it's kept warm to rise again for another 30 to 40 minutes. So it's been 40 minutes now, and our bread rolls are perfectly risen. They're now ready to be baked. So I'm going to use a combination of milk and egg and very lightly brush it on top as an egg wash. Once I've finished brushing the top very lightly with egg wash, I'm going to throw it straight into my oven and allow it to bake for between 25 to 30 minutes at 180 Celsius. Now our bread is looking good. I like to tap it on the top just to make sure it's properly baked. Between 25 and 30 minutes and the bread is perfectly baked and we're ready to eat. I wish you can smell the sweet fragrance of bread all over the house. It smells fantastic. If you prefer, you can definitely add a brush up of melted butter on top of these dinner rolls. It'll give it that nice shiny golden hint on the top. I hope you can try out this very simple dinner roll recipe. Let me know in the comment section below if you do. Thank you so much for stopping by and for watching this video. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you again next Friday. Goodbye.